so sorry to throw a wrench in the plans.
No, you're good. As y'all know, Ashley, they're traveling home. I'm so sad they left Alabama, but they're trying to drive on through, which I totally don't blame y'all. So y'all be safe on the road. But hey, I love that she is a prime example of what an amazing leader she is. So instead of like using that as an excuse to not show up, she just found a way to make it happen, and that's awesome. That's why I love her. So yeah, y'all be safe. So just a few quick announcements. Hope y'all were able to listen to the National Wake Up Call today. It was so good, and talking about fears and punching them in the face, especially in today being technically Q5, quarter five, which they threw that out there. So it's just the perfect time to push. And we're going to talk about this tonight. I'm going to kind of start with what we're going to do this last week of the month, of the year of 2019, of the decade. And then I'll toss it over to Ashley, and she's going to talk about how we're using that to leverage the start of 2020 with all that we have going on. So it's such an amazing time in our business, but we have to choose to implement that and not let all the hustle and bustle of life get in the way and derail us from that. So before I dig in, just a few quick announcements. The 27th, they're starting the January Jumpstart, which then launches on the 3rd, is our bar blend, and also the 4 weeks of the work prep. So I love that. I think it was like the National Wake Up Call week before last. She talked about how, like, if you're not doing bar blend, which I personally am, I love it, and I never in a million years would have saw myself liking a program like this. I totally thought I would love the work and hate bar, and it's been totally flopped. I'm just getting older, and my body doesn't move like the work wants it to. But having a face-off, like having the ability for some people to start with bar and some people to start with the work, because both are still in a VIP launch. So I just love that ability to do that and like partner up with a teammate and y'all host a challenge group for that. That would be so much fun to just kind of battle it out, but in a fun way, make it some friendly competition. And then just knowing that the 2B mindset and the ultimate portion fix, how those are like 60% off, that is huge. And just talking about, you know, the reset or the ultimate reset or the 3-day refresh, like, because that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. With it being Christmas and stuff, people are going to need that. They're going to want that. So taking advantage of that. But the rest, check your breaking news. I tell my team every single week, it's like after the call, that's when they put so many things on your breaking news. So like put that as part of like your daily or every other day checklist, just so that you are in control of your business and you know what's going on, so that you can then relay that to your team and your downline and those people that you're trying to reach out to. Okay, so let's get started. So the thing about the holidays, you guys, and special occasions in general, like it's so easy to use Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, your birthday, I don't know, Groundhog Day, whatever you want to, you can use those times as an excuse to just pump the brakes, take it easy, to like not do the work. But I love Darren Daly. I hope y'all listen to his free things, everyone. But he talks about it doesn't matter what day of the week, every single day, he is showing up for his business. And I hope you guys are too, because it's in these moments, in these holidays, that I know for me personally, I'm even more so reminded of what a blessing it is that we're able to do this. I remember the days where I was working 12-hour shifts as a nurse and not even getting to be home with my family on the holidays. But now I can enjoy those times, but you better believe I'm still hustling. I'm still showing up. If that means I have to get up at 5, 6, 7 a.m. to do a hustle hour, and then I spend the morning or the rest of the day with my family. So it's just like having a schedule and tweaking it as we need it to best fit our lifestyle, to get the work, to be able to spend that quality time with our family. This is like an off the books story that I told my team last week, but somebody was like, told me in my stories when I reached out and I invited her, she was like, y'all just hustle too hard for me. And I'm like, you know what, this is a different kind. I'm just a natural born. I love to hustle. I love to work. Like I have that competitive drive, like you will not outwork me, but it's a totally different story when you have to show up to work and you get to show up to work. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about here tonight, because we are our own boss. What we do is it directly impacts our team, our family, and everyone we come into contact with, but ultimately we are in control of our own actions. We don't have someone, yes, you have an upline coach, which is more than likely me or Ashley on this call, but we're not just like here to like tell you step by step of what to do. We're here if you have help, or if you need help, you have questions, then please, I hope you feel comfortable enough to reach out, because that's what we're here for. We want to help you, but ultimately the work you put in is all on you. We can want it for you so bad, as I know that we do, but it comes down to you showing up and putting in the work. And it starts with having that mindset of, I want to show up. I get to show up for my family, for my team today. I feel like crap. I'm exhausted. I have a headache. I'm stressed. The last thing I want to do is talk to anybody, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyways, because I know what that income is when I show up and put in the work day in and day out. Because it does. It comes back to being so smart and intentional with our time. So you have big plans. You probably do. It's 2 days before Christmas. But guess what? Those of you who showed up on the call, pat yourself on the back. That's huge. That means that you are treating this business like a business. Because you guys, what if we had this call tonight? Like, it's just like saying you have a corporate American job. You wouldn't just be like, oh, I can't show up to work today because we're decorating the Christmas tree, or whatever it is. You wouldn't do that, because your family relies on you to show up and earn that paycheck. And I think so oftentimes people do not have that mindset with this business. They don't see it as a means to truly and ultimately provide for their family. They see it as a hobby or just something fun, just a sisterhood, which we are, don't get me wrong. But there can be so much more when we treat it like a business, and our relationships are ultimately going to grow that much stronger, because we're all pushing for the same things. So like, I hear from multiple people, especially within my downline, that they struggle with most is that consistency. And that goes back to exactly what I just said. And that the bottom line is, you don't see this business as a business, because you're not treating it like one. You're not consistently showing up on the team calls or listening to the national wake up calls every single week. And I get it. You have other jobs, most of you do. So what if you have to listen to the recording? That's totally okay. But making sure that you're setting time for that schedule, making sure that you're following your tracker or whatever it is every single day, every single week. Not saying that you have to be perfect with it. Lord knows I'm not. I have multiple empty boxes on my checklist every single day, but you better believe I'm still showing up nonetheless. And that's what it all comes down to, is you showing up and having the mindset to show up, and stop limiting yourself and just thinking of this as a hobby, because when you half-ass the business, you're going to get half-ass results. And that's just like with anything in life that we do. So if you didn't show up for your job, like I was talking about a while ago, you're going to get fired, and then your family's going to be let down. So why are you not seeing this business that way? Like, this is how, like, think of how far greater, like me and Jordan's had this conversation time and time and time again. Has it been much slower than I ever hoped or dreamed for? And the direct reflection of the work I'm putting in, yeah, it has, because I work very, very hard, but it's so much more rewarding than just knowing that I'm getting to be here and I'm present with my family, and just knowing that this is still only the beginning for us, that we're going to continue to grow. And just knowing that, and having your family involved, and seeing the big picture of what, if it's not doing already, then what it's going to do, and just wholeheartedly believing in that and trusting in that, and just showing up, putting in the work, and pushing for it. So make the commitment right now, you guys. You're here for a reason. As she talked about on the National Wake Up Call, it's not just like by coincidence. You're here. You signed up to be a coach for a reason. You join in on these calls for a reason. So make something of it. Ultimately, you are responsible for your own success, and you deserve the absolute best. So don't limit yourself. Remove that ceiling. Stop telling yourself, letting all the excuses win, because let's be real, every single one of us on this call have excuses. I've had them like every single day. But it's just going back to and knowing what our why is. And I told my team, I read mine out loud every single day. I like to where now I've got them memorized, but I have to know, why am I showing up today? My kids are counting on me. My family is counting on me to show up, to provide for them, to be healthy and confident, and just ultimately provide financially for them, all the things. So let's cut the crap, let's cut the excuses, and let's do the work. Let's hold each other accountable to that. Because if you guys are on this call, like, I'm calling you out. We have 8 days just over 7 days now, a full week left in this month. And if you guys are not at Success Club, you better do whatever the heck you got to do to hit it this last week of the month, and not allow yourself to be like, oh, well, you know, it's how you think of it, a glass half full or half empty type scenario. You can easily say, oh, well, it's only 1 week left. I'll just start strong in January. Like, stop. You have to scratch that mentality right now, because you're only limiting yourself, your family, and your team. Like, you have to think of it as, holy crap, I still got a week. Like, but don't let me wait till the last minute. Let's go balls to the wall right now and like make something of this. Like, you literally, to hit Success Club, it's a minimum of 3 people. There's no reason, if you're showing up, that you're not achieving that. That's a direct reflection of the work that you're putting in. So as we carry out this last week, just kind of some tidbits, simple tips, you guys, that are no shock or no surprise to any of us, but you have to do them. That's what it comes down to. It's never a matter of what we know we should do. Are we doing them? Are we holding ourselves to that standard and to that non-negotiable? Okay, so number 1 is like knowing we have 1 week today. You guys, if you have not worked the heck out of your business today, do not go to bed. Do not put your head down on that pillow tonight until you have invited a minimum of 10 people. And I'm cutting it super easy there. 10 takes no time to do. Like I told my team, I've done 50 the last several days. You'll hear top coaches do bigger than that. Find a number that works for you. It's not a comparison game. You know, it's not about, it's not a competition between us, but it's you versus you. It's me versus me. But when we share and when we hold each other accountable, big things happen, because success leaves clues and it is contagious. And we have to push and encourage each other, because I can guarantee you every single one of you are exhausted by life right now. But guess what? You still made time to show up on this call. So share that, share the real, share the raw with your friends. Like, talk about being on these calls and having the support and the accountability in this hard season to fight to continue to be the best version of yourself. So when you get off this call, if you haven't worked your business, go freaking do it. And if you, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there right now to nip that in the butt. If you say right now you don't have no one to invite, then that you're just red flagging yourself, because that means you're not showing up, you're not being consistent, and you probably haven't had a call to action post. So you're not growing your network, which you should be doing every single day. And those are the simple things. They're not the fun things. They're not my favorite things. I hate growing my following, but literally when you do it, it takes 5 minutes of bam, 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 bam. Some, you know, friends of friends, common interests, whatever it is, just do it. You know, 100 minimum on Instagram, hopefully more. If you're building on Facebook, add 10 new people a day. Don't go crazy. You know, don't get yourself blocked. Lord knows I've had that happen, and it's not fun. But you have to grow your network, you guys. You have to show up. You should be posting. I've found every other day works for my posts. I try to post every day, but you better believe I'm blowing the heck up out of my stories. And you should be doing a call to action, some type of invite in your stories every daggum day. And tracking that and utilizing that. What I'm doing right now is anybody that watches my stories, I'm inviting the heck out of you, because that's you're officially a warm market invite. So you got to set yourself up for success. What you do, working your business, using these trackers, all these things you're posting in your stories, you're showing up in your feed, you're growing your network, they're all right there. The simple, not so sexy things, but they're just as easy to do as not to do, but you have to do them if you expect to grow your business. So don't go to bed until you've worked your business today, tonight. Make yourself dang proud. So non-negotiables, tomorrow's Christmas Eve, there's Christmas Day. So make sure, like, you're probably not going to have massive numbers as you're spending that time with your family, but also show that inside to your life, like the fun and the feasting with your families. Like, let people see that part of you too. That's probably something I struggle with a lot more, because I get so caught up in the business and just forgetting to share like all the other stuff. That's how people are going to relate to you, and you form that relationship. But just doing those non-negotiables. Are you sending out birthday messages? Again, takes all of 2 minutes. Are you doing your scheduled follow-ups? Do you have a follow-up list? Are you treating your business like a business and tracking? Are you showing up in your stories? Are you still drinking your workout, your pre-workout, and your shakes, whatever it is, and sharing that, making that part a consistent routine in your stories? Like, those have to be bottom line non-negotiables, even when you don't have a lot of time to invest in your business on a busy holiday. But what you're doing right now, you guys, I hope and pray that you have taken advantage of these last couple of days, because this is such a huge missed opportunity for so many people. And because if you tell yourself this is a slow season, then guess what it's going to be? A hard and slow season. But if you tell yourself that we're sitting on a gold mine right now, and you go balls to the wall and put in the work, then you're going to reap those success and the rewards that it pays off. You guys, I've been killing it this month because, for one, I'm passionate about this program and I'm showing it because I want every single person to do it with me. But two, I've already got so many people lined up for the 26th, because you guys, that is 3 days from now. Not only is it a Thursday, I have that in that business mindset that Thursday and Friday are payday for most people. Take advantage of that. But guess what people get for Christmas? A lot of them, money. So how are you going to let them spend that? How do they know how to spend it? Are you inviting them? Are you showing up? Do they know what they have to invest in? Do it right here, right now. You're probably not going to do it much the day of Christmas. You might. If you do, good for freaking you. That's beast mode right there. But be ready the 26th and the 27th to take advantage of that and show the gift that you have to offer to get them started on this journey alongside of you. And know, like I said, so you're busy the next couple of days. You're running and dealing with all the family, so you're probably not going to have the opportunity to get out as much invites. Well, then I hope you have a weekly goal. Like my weekly non-negotiable is 150 invites, which is pretty low compared to most people, but that tells me if I did 5 days a week, that's at least 30. So I've, like, yesterday and today I've done 50 each, so I'm already at 100 for the week, and I do hope and fully plan to do more than the 150. But that gives me, like, I'm ahead of the game. Like, set yourself up. Like, know that, hey, I'm going to be really busy this day. I won't be able to invite as much. So have that weekly goal and know that, hey, I need to 10x this day. I need to double my numbers this day. And heck, if you don't have a single point on the board right now, 10x, whatever you got to do to make it happen. You have to control the controllable, and that is the amount of people that you reach out to. That is you showing up in your stories, in your feed, sharing what is possible and available to those around you. Having that weekly goal, breaking it into bite chunks, and just knowing what it is we have right now with the 26th and the 27th bar blend, which Ashley's going to talk more about. 4 weeks of the work. People, not only do they get paid and or get gifts of money for Christmas, guess how they're going to be feeling? I can guarantee you over 80% feel like crap. Like they've been eating like crap. So they're going to be like, oh, time for those New Year's resolutions. You know that 80% of Americans have, that 8% stay committed to past 3 weeks. So what do you have to offer them? A lifestyle, not just another fad, but a way that you can help them find balance and unity and confidence in their life as they take this journey on with you. So again, as I wrap this up and pass it over to Ashley, you guys, it all comes down to you showing up. Why are you showing up? For your family, for your team, like, you know, pushing past the exhaustion and the craziness that life is throwing at every single one of us right now. Why are you showing up despite any of that? Like, it all comes down to you and knowing your why. Showing up in your team page, be like, look guys, I'm struggling, help me, hold me accountable to this number. Sharing your trackers, whatever it is to get it done. 10x, there is a reason why you are here. Prove that to yourself. Don't allow yourself to, like, fall victim and be like, oh, well, it just wasn't my month. You know, people that give up and they quit and just say it's not for me, that's such a cop-out, you guys, because it's been proven time and time again that you can be overwhelmingly successful at this business, but it all comes down to you showing up and doing the work every single dang day. Treat your business like a business, and you will reap the rewards as it is a business. So that's all I got. Ashley, you there?
Hey, okay, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, that was so great. And Chrissy, if you want to keep yourself unmuted, we should have okay service, but if I am choppy, will you just interrupt me and say that you can't hear me? Does that work?
Yep.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to take it away, and I'll pause and just make sure everything sounds good. But, yeah, you guys, I wanted Chrissy to help me host this call, and we love to buddy up to do calls together about once a month because she freaking brings it. So even if for some reason I lose service and you can't hear from me, hopefully you guys are fired up. I don't even know how many people are on the call, but hey to my team, hey to Christy's team. If you're brand new jumping on, we host these calls together about once a month because we really thrived off of each other, and she really brings the real talk and the focus and the energy. And that's honestly like why we work together so well as partners, because I just not prepared. I'm like, if she's going to do it, I'm going to do it. Let's go. So first off, with no excuses, I'm currently driving, well, my husband's driving, somewhere in Virginia. We are on our way back. We had a road trip to visit my in-laws. And we're in the car, and my toddler's in the back seat, and she's probably going to yell, but like, that's what showing up means, you guys. This is not convenient. I could have just easily been like, you know what, I can't make it, but this is my commitment. Like, the reason we had a 10-day trip to Alabama is because we are not tied down to jobs. I own a business. Brian supports me in this, and we can be anywhere we want to be. Like, that's why, you know, when people don't show up to close or don't show up to work their business, it's like, this business will give you more time for your family if you're willing to push through the busy, crazy, hustle, sacrificial seasons, because this is what's on the other side, you guys. You can have freedom to not have a boss and to not have to ask for the 10 vacation days that most people get a year, and you can build a business. So Christy and I are both walking examples of that. We're just people who took action. So while you might not be at Christy's level of insights at this point if you're a brand new coach, you have to just understand that you have every opportunity to build this business just like she did, just like I did. This does not play favorites. There is a period of time that you have to work very hard and manage yourself wisely, but that's not to say that you cannot, on the other side of this, have more freedom, more financial freedom, more time freedom than you've ever imagined. So can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to jump right in, and hopefully we'll get all what I need to get before I have a toddler freak out. So you guys, I want to give you some action steps. Christy brought some motivation. Hopefully you guys are on fire to be like, you're right, I'm ready to finish this year strong. I'm not even focused on 2020 yet because it's still 2019. But I want to give you guys some action steps of what to look forward to as we end this year and we begin next year. So like Christy said, hopefully you guys are all on board with bar. Even if it's not your like cup of tea, bar blend. I wasn't sure how I would feel about it. But after the first prep workout today of the first official week, like my butt's on fire, my legs are on fire, and I just finished 6 weeks of the work. So I know what hard work is, and bar blend still brought it. So even if it's not your thing, my answer to that would be do it anyways, because we're coaches and we have to lead from the front. So with the new year, you guys don't even need to hear me say this, but there are tons of new opportunities. And once we get to January 1, we have to let go of 2019 and embrace the new month, the new year, and the new decade. It does not matter. Once 2019 is over, you're focused ahead of what could potentially happen in your business, you guys. You could end 2020 as your own elite team, meaning that you have advanced at least 2 diamonds and you end the year as at least a 5-star diamond team. Like, that could be your possibility potential in 2020. You have to start believing it and acting like it, okay? So that's something that you guys have to go into 2020, not saying, man, I wish I could be diamond by Summit, or I wish I could, you know, have 2 people at Summit with me, or whatever your goals are. You have to think big, and then you have to act small every day that leads you up to that end goal, okay? So a lot of you guys probably set too low of goals because you're afraid of feeling overwhelmed. But I'm here to tell you, you have to set big goals as you start the new year. And then you have to just, like Christy said, chunk by chunk, bite-sized pieces, take those action steps to reach your goal. Okay, so here's what I'm doing, and here's what everyone as a coach who takes their business seriously needs to have a marketing plan. You have to know what you're inviting to and when you're inviting. So my recommendation is you start Bar Blend on January 6th, which is a Monday, unless you want to start when it releases on the 3rd fully, but I'm OCD, so I have to start on a Monday. January 6th, start 60 days of Bar Blend, all right? So that means that you're inviting as soon as, you know, you're still inviting this month because obviously Bar Blend is on sale. But as you go into the new year, you're planning to start your group of Bar Blend day 1 on January 6th. If you have an ongoing group like me, then you still promote it as starting on January 6th because people need deadlines, you guys. Ongoing groups are awesome. I love my ongoing Fit Club, but you need dates or people are not going to give you an answer, okay? So you market yourself as starting 60 days of your at-home bar program on Monday, January 6th. I also have the idea if you missed it group. So on January 20th, 2 weeks later, I'm going to be marketing after January 6th. I'm going to market in case you missed it. Start bar with me on January 20th. That means that 2 days out of January, I am specifically inviting to a group, a start date of a group, okay? Because if you've been around the block or if you're a newer coach, you might not know, but if we tell people to just let me know or don't worry, I'll follow up next month, they're not going to join us, right? We have to give people exact deadlines and dates. Christy, can you still hear me before I have 2 more points?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sorry, Brooke is getting a little fussy in the background, so I'm going to make this quick. But that's what I'm doing for the month of January. So as we're finishing out Christmas, you guys, as soon as the Christmas is over, like Chrissy said, I'm balls to the wall inviting for people to get set up with Bar Blend so they can start with me on January 6th. That does not wait until January 1st for me. I'm inviting constantly, right? So for those of you that think I'll just start January 1, no, you start now. Like, people will get money for Christmas. The holidays are technically over when Christmas is over after Wednesday. And now it's kind of like the parties are done and people are feeling sluggish and they want to commit to something. So please do not let the last week of the year pass you by when this could be your most effective week of the month, okay? But during your month, also, I'm talking now, shifting into January, you guys need to be talking about coaching, right? You need to be talking about this business. Goal is to grow your team, right? You're not going to be able to walk away from your full-time job on commission sales because no one can sustain that kind of commission that it would take to walk away from a full-time job. You need to build your team, and in that sense, you need to be talking about this business. So while, yes, I am starting Bar Blend on January 6th, and I'm doing our, in case you missed it, on January 20th, I am also talking about this business. And as of right now in my group, my team page, we have a What Is Coaching event every Sunday night. That might continue. It might not into the new year. I haven't decided yet. But there will still be something on a regular basis to invite you to learn more about this business opportunity. All right. So after you have your kickoff launch date of January 6th, which, by the way, if you're enrolling someone, ask if they want to enroll as a coach instead of a customer. It's the same price either way. They get a discount. They have a business opportunity. That's the best way that I think someone can most benefit from starting with Beachbody. But you have to be talking about this team. So during the month, you're going to be talking about being a coach, and you're going to be reaching out to people that are liking your stuff, commenting on your posts, watching your stories, and asking, like, have you ever considered learning more about what I do? And you shouldn't even have to clarify what you do because you talk about what you do so much that if people are watching you, they're going to know you're a coach. So what I want to challenge all of you guys is, yes, Fitting Success Club is imperative to your business. We have to help at least 3 new people every month if we want to see growth in our business. So we have to be talking about this business and growing our team because not everyone that signs up, as you know, is going to build this business. So if you're looking at 2020, what do I want to accomplish? 1 year from today, as we're sitting on the edge of 2020, what did I want to have accomplished in my life and in my business in the year? And I'm telling you guys, if building your team is not on there, if building your team of business builders who want to change their life is not on there, you're not going to be in a very different position than you are right now, okay? We help people with health and fitness, yes. But this business is what changed my life. This business is the reason that I'm driving Highway 81 at 9 o'clock at night on a Monday night because I don't have to go to work tomorrow. My husband doesn't have to go to work tomorrow. We stay home with our 2-year-old and get to travel because of this business and the financial opportunity that I worked for. The fitness programs and nutrition programs have gotten me into the healthiest shape of my life. The business has changed my life. So if you're not talking about that, you guys, you have to talk about it. It's your duty to share what this business can do, even if you haven't experienced it yet, because you know that it's possible, all right? So be inviting to your team in January. Ask if people want to enroll as coaches. If you're not Emerald yet, be Emerald before the end of 2019. Add 2 coaches to your team. We'll have calls on that as we end up this year to share about how important being an Emerald is. But you guys, you can make such a difference in your business in 1 year. And you need to capitalize on the busiest time of year that we have is January, February, March, all right? So if you're ready to step it up, my call to action for you is to reach out to your upline, whoever your sponsor coach is, and say, I want to be involved in a coaching sneak peek or whatever it is that your team is doing. Because the minute you put more skin in the game, the minute you have more to talk about. If you're going to host a sneak peek, you're going to learn more about being a coach. And that is just huge. Every month I add coaches to my team and I add challengers to my team because I'm talking about the business just as much as I'm talking about the product and the program. And the last thing I have is right now, Christy and I are still playing around with our coach onboarding process. My goal was to simplify this year. So as of right now, every other Monday, we're going to start a 7-day new coach workshop in the My Challenge Tracker app. So the next coach workshop will begin next Monday, which I believe is December 30th. Yes. So that's, you kind of have to take the fear away from inviting to learn about the business because we simplified it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You welcome your coach, you send them an email, you schedule a Zoom with them, and you get them in the coach workshop. You are not responsible for anyone's success or failure in this business or with our products and programs. your only true responsibility is delivering those tools and resources and showing what's possible, leading by example, right? Okay, so that's all I got. To recap, we need to be focusing on a marketing plan. We need to be doing bar blend. I suggest Monday, January 6th is the day you start your 60-day journey, and then having, in case you missed it, 2 weeks later to get those people involved. I want everyone to have the most successful month of their life in January, but I also don't want you to forget that we have 8 days left in the year, in the month, in the decade. And if you can't look in the mirror on December 31st and say, I was proud, I worked hard, I earned what's in front of me, then I just want you to take action now. And obviously tomorrow's Christmas Eve, Wednesday's Christmas. Am I going to be inviting like I normally do? No. But I am going to be there Thursday morning, back to my power hour, ready to end this year strong, because no one can tell me what I can achieve in this business except for me. Like, I am responsible for my work ethic. I am not responsible for anyone else's excuses or what anyone else does. I will fight for my family every single day, even if it means hopping on a call on the highway and praying that my internet or my service doesn't cut out. But that's what this business has done for me, and I will always show up for you guys and for Beachbody. So I hope you heard all of that. Christy, was that okay?
Yes, got it.
All right, that is all I got.
Yeah, I love it. So you guys, 2 weeks from today is the official day one launch of Bar Blend, or whatever it is that you're launching. Launch something, help your upline, start your own group. As Ashley said, have something to invite to, put yourself in that leadership role so that you have that extra layer of accountability to yourself. Like, because when you do that, then you know you're showing up for your team, you're showing up for your family, you're showing up for your followers, and you have like more tangible results. Like, you have more to share. Like, let us know like how you want to help, how you want to grow, and let us, you know, help you. But ultimately, you are responsible for your own success. Ask yourself, am I treating myself like I'm a six-figure business? Like, ask yourself, this was actually in Ashley's notes, so I'm not taking credit for that, but like, ask yourself, would an elite coach be doing this right now? Would they, if they're just tired, would they just skip their invites for the day? I can answer that for you. No, the heck they would not. They wouldn't just not do the work, even though they don't feel like it, because it's not. There's going to be many a days. There's probably, to be honest, more days that I don't feel like doing it than I do, but I have to do it anyways, because it comes down to your discipline and your drive and your why. Motivation is going to lose every single time to those excuses that we all have that we've talked about. Take advantage of these next 7 days. Use these 2 weeks to ramp up Bar Blend. I don't care if you don't have a single person on your list. Get them on there tonight. Get off this call. Do 10 invites. If you have or if you haven't, I don't care. Do 10 more. Like, whatever it takes, like, show up. Post in your stories, you know, and have someone hold you accountable. Share in your team page, like, this is what I'm doing. Hold me accountable to it. And like, let's do this together. Let's finish these next 7 days strong and start off 2020 already ahead of the game. So that's all I got to. So thank you, Ashley, for co-hosting this call to me. Thank you guys for